Yeah, we are live.
Hey Zach.
Hey,
Hello, hello, hello.
how are you?
Good, good. How are you doing?
We're great.
Awesome. So it's good to be back again with infrastructure as code, right?
Yeah,
So let's get started. And before we get started, I did notice that there were some great comments in the previous session where people were excited to learn more about infrastructure as code. So let's just take a step back and see what we did at the previous session, and probably we can get started from there. What say?
yes, correct. Yeah. So I think it's better we go to the previous session. Like it's a quick recap. It's in how we configured these Terraform backend and how we created through even from the Terraform itself. And after that, we created a VPC, to subnet VPC with using the VPC module, which is pretty simple, like just 14 lines of code. We just created a VPC with three subnets, three private subnets and three public subnets, with even the all the required resources such as net gateways, internet gateway, root tables, and so on. So today I thought of, okay, now we created the VP separately, and our backends also, like we are using S3, and to lock we are using the DynamoDB. Thought of we'll do like a kind of a stack, which is like a simple auto scaling group with some target groups and a couple of EC2 instances, and we can add some user data and install a web server and show some a fully automated, maybe we can take as a automated application, a simple one to show
Mhm.
using IAC, so we can see how easy these things are to do, and no need to be a console guy and do it through the console. So yes, so I will, Zach, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
Cool. So this is a backend code we have done last week. I'm really sorry you couldn't have. I was really busy with other stuff as well. A couple of AWS events are coming, and I'm getting ready for the reInvent as well. And so it's a couple of things are going on. So pretty much busy. So today I got some free time, and evening I also have another event. So I had to prepare for that one as well. So I'm planning to
Oh.
upload these things today evening.
Mhm.
Everyone can access it, but these are like pretty simple. Even though when you go to the, like last week we shared these Terraform documentations, pretty much awesome. You can find all this information over there as well. But as a beginner, if anyone wants, we can I can probably share this today, so you can go ahead and check it out. So last week what we did, we used a backend as
Zach,
OS3.
just
Yeah.
Zach, can you just zoom in a bit? Probably increase the font
um,
size by two sizes, maybe. Yep,
okay, good,
that's
right?
great. Yep.
Nice. So we use backend as S3, and We showed you how to have like different backends. Like for example, you can use the same code, but you can have a different backend configuration. So this one for the development and this one for the production, and how we work with Terraform workspaces to switch between the workspace and do our IAC part. So I will be using the same backend which I used before, and I'll open up this one. So what we are going to do today is we are going to create a same VPC, same code base you're using, same here,
Mhm.
um, same which we have created last time. So you can see, right? I think I will adjust the screen a little bit. Can see, right?
Yep.
Same thing, Zach. So nothing added. It's the same thing, same code I'm using from the last session.
Mhm.
The versions and the variables be different here because I need to add few couple of things from the last week, apart from the last week, because we needed some other variables such as instance type and the key we are going to use for the EC2 instances. Sorry, I'm not much feeling better today, so bear with me. If I call and the provider, so let's go to the resources first, right? So Zach,
Okay.
usually what we need if you want to create a autoscale group and a couple of EC2 instances, so we need
Mhm.
EC2 instances, right? Security groups and target for the then we needed an ALB to export the
Mhm.
if you're running a web server, so to get it like the public access we need ALB and target groups and security groups, launch configuration, so such services, right? So let's start with these ASG.tf. So basically what I'm creating is using the Terraform modules as well. So last week we had a question that okay, do we have modules for all the resource, right? But we don't have, unfortunately. But we have most of the main configurations. We have the autoscale like modules for like autoscale group, um, couple of other resources. So here, bear with me. This version, right, is kind of I believe is out of date because I um, extract this thing for this demo from my one of our archives, the old one which I did like with a couple of sessions. But
Mhm.
when I upload this to the GitHub or public repo, I will make sure to update the correct version. But it's still working. There may be some duplications, so bear with me with that. So basically what we need is for us autoscale group we need the name, um, minimum size, maximum size of the instance, and the some health checks, and what
Mhm.
is the VP subnets, and we have to give the ALB target groups ARNs because the autoscale group and target groups are it's really important because if your application needs to be auto scale automatically. The target group is the basically which is attached to the ALBs, which
Mhm.
exposing your public ports to the internet. For example, port HTTP, the protocol HTTPS like 443. So
Mhm.
target groups should be attached to this AST or ASTDO, which target group is using by this AST. So a couple of lifecycle hooks here, and instance refresher, and I have some tags, and here the launch configuration I'm using. So image. So this part is pretty interesting how I am getting the image name here. So let's open our data. So last time we remember we were talking about the data structure of the Terraform, how we use data.
Mhm.
So here I want to so I want to get the latest Amazon Linux EC2, sorry, Amazon Linux
AMI.
ID, AMI
Right.
ID for my
Correct.
image ID here. So what I do
Mhm.
is I create a data here,
Okay.
and yes, this parameter, right, I put as most recent, mean the latest one. So I need the
Mhm.
latest one. And what is the virtualization type? I need HVM and the CPU
Okay.
architecture,
Okay.
and the root device type is the EBS volume. So a couple of things I have put here. So these are filters. So basically the same thing when you go to the term your I'll go to your console.
So when we are creating a EC2 instance, the options that it shows where we are choosing
Yes,
the AMI, right?
correct.
Awesome.
So I better I show here as well so can understand for the newbies. So here, right? So what we can do, we can search for some MEs here. So here we put the filters, and
Mhm.
we search for the ME, and we take the ME ID like this here
Correct.
from console, right? So same thing, no magic. Same thing I'm doing through Terraform here to get the latest AMI ID of the Amazon Linux 2. So that's how I creating this one here. And yes, we need a key pair, right? So this one also pretty interesting. So I'm create the key pair by itself while I'm using the code. So here what I do is I use AWS is another resource,
Mhm.
AWS key pair. I'm keeping key pair here, and this one actually I generate my own key using the keygen, your terminal. So later I'll show you when I'm going to deploy
Okay.
this to my production. We are going to do a hands-on demo. I will show you how to generate this key and put the public key here and create the key in the AWS side. So we have the private key with me um, in my local, but I'm
Mhm.
giving my public key to create these resources
Got it. Got it.
and user data. So everyone familiar, right? When we're launching an instance, okay, if I go to launch here, yeah, I'll click this one. I think advanced details, right? Okay, user data, right? So what you can do, you
Mhm.
can do yum update and yum install httpd. So if you want to install the web server, right? So whatever the data user data you're going to add here in the console, when the instance is launching, what will happen, Zach? It will install whatever the package, whatever the command I'm going to execute it will execute when the service booting up. So same thing. What I'm doing
Mhm.
here, I have created a separate file for that. It's
Okay.
pretty simple. So we are doing a yum update,
Mhm.
installing HTTPD and enabling it, because when it's starting, it should be any start automatically uh, the services, and I'm
Enabling. Yeah.
starting the yeah, starting the service, and I'm
Mhm.
just printing in the index.html that okay, welcome to the Zach show talking AWS. So later we once everything is okay, when you access the ALB, we should be able to see this
Got it.
thing on our browser. So it's pretty simple, but it's really important to understand each of everything. But if you're not familiar with, because I'm not going to go through each and every parameter here, but if you're not familiar with anything, just it's very simple. Like last time we shared with you like a couple of Terraform documentation is very well explained here. So nothing to worry about that. If you have any question, just put in the comments. So if you are trying to do this on your own and if you're getting any errors, definitely you will get errors when you're doing it the first time. But don't worry, that's how, right? So when I'm preparing for this demo, also I got a couple of errors. So because I told us a couple of things out of date. So it's very hard to keep an update because it's not a production setup, right? Just we are trying
Correct.
to do some knowledge sharing and doing the community stuff. But it's okay. Um, then yes, so right, Zach. So autoscale group, we should have the separate tags because I'll show you in autoscale group tags. That's my local file. Okay, so for a autoscale group, I have created the separate tags, and this one, right, the propagate at launch. So this is very important because right, the when autoscale group creating you can spin up new servers from the launch configuration. So these things should be propagated at launch. So that's this parameter is very important um, to mention there. And these things same like last session we did. I'm creating a tag so to no need to repeat again, right? The tags. So just using this and all over everywhere. Just I'm using this tags method. Calling the tags using the inside my locals. So it's pretty simple. And after the keys, we are going for the security groups. So Zach, so security groups, if you are using HTTP, so we need to enable the port 80. So that's why doing it here. And I'm ingress I'm the inbound rules. Basically what I'm going to do, my VP cider block, right? I'm going to enable the entire side range for the VPC, but it's not good practice if you're doing the production. But as a demo, I'm just showing you how to just do the ingress. So in production, you can have different methods, like you can add the source security group ID, or you can restrict it to the particular subnet, so on. You can according to your compliances, you can do that. So this security group is for the private ST, because we are creating basically a 3T architecture. Oh, I forgot to open my whiteboard. My favorite part. So how's your community works are going on, Zach?
So we have a user group meetup this Saturday. So yeah, we're quite
Okay.
excited for that. And
We have our Singapore user group on this 25th. So if anyone interested, please go and check in our meetup group, and everything is posted there. So there are a couple of nice, awesome sessions are going to be happen. So come and join with us.
let me put the links for the same.
Yes. So last time the whiteboard is still there, so I'll go something. Yeah. So what we're going to do, we have a 3T architecture. Basically, it's actually a 2T architecture. So these are VPC. Zach is clear. You can see it clearly, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is public. This is private. If you're not familiar with this AWS networking, you know what is this private subnet, why you have to calling this private subnet, public subnet. We can do a nice session about the networking. Please put a comment. So we would love to do a separate session for that, to explain about these, go into deep of the AWS network. I think it's really important to understand before we start anything. As a developer, you cannot give excuse that, okay, I not have this experience on this networking side, but it's not rocket science. Really easy to understand, and there are there's so many resources out there, but I can give some good example and do that explanation. So basically, this public subnet, what we're gonna host is ALB. So we can access through port 8080. And the ALB target group, right? We have the target groups. So EC2 instance here. So it should be accessed here. So this EC2 instance should have a security group, right? So that's the security group, this one, the private security group. So basically, any request from this, any request from this CIDR is 10.0.0.0/16. Any range from this IP, it will access. So whatever any resources inside this VPC, basically I am asking to allow for this one. So in case if you want only from this ALB, what we can do is we can basically add the ALB security group ID as well here. But that one maybe we can do a couple of as I told you, like AWS, that's a networking sessions. We can do a separate session for make more go deeper into that and do it. So we have another security group. This for the ALB. Basically, it's for here. This one. So this security group here, it's saying any resource like it's a public, anyone from the internet can access the port 80 of the LB. So later once we deploy this one, so basically we should be able to access this the HTTP server inside here through this LB to the outside. So let's go ahead with the already 20 minutes past. Let's go ahead with rest of the files. So basically, inside this HFTF, we have the HT module, and we have the key pair resource, and we have the private HT module, and this is a security group module basically, and we have another security group module for ALBSG. Then I'll go to the ALB. So the ALB basically, see, it's generating inside the public subnet. So here, and VP side will same, and the secret group here, right? The ALB.ht. So I'm calling this module here. So the module name ALB.ht. So if we go here, it's a cool thing about this. See, right? I have a module ALB.ht. Secret group ID. Okay. So basically, I'm creating the secret group ID from this ALB.ht. Okay. And I'm creating a target group, so I can put some prefix. I'm just putting as an app here. If we want, we can put whatever thing we want. Those are like custom changeable. And the protocol is HTTP here because I'm using H80. So if you have any other protocols, like if you're using a different protocol and a port, you can mention here. And my health check, I'm checking for this index.html file. So if I get anything between 200, because sometimes why I am putting like this here is sometimes there can be a redirection, right? So 301 or 302 redirection. So it's better to better we can put like this. Otherwise, if you're looking for, even though site is healthy, but this one will be unhealthy because it's for looking for only for the HTTP 200 header. So the listeners we have here and the tags here. That's it. Then we'll go to the backend. Yes, we are using the backend S3, and the data we went through already. And the deploy.sh, we are just installing HTTP server, and we are just printing this kind of a hello world thing. For the dev backend, I have already deployed and tested. So what we're going to do is the production backend. So remember, right, the backend key, we are creating a subfolder as ALB demo one here, and locals we have we are creating the name of the whatever the resource name we are going to use. We are just combining the environment name and the team name. So if you go to the variables, right, let's go to the dev variables. So team is front end, environment is development. So the resource will create as front end hyphen development. So that's the purpose of using these kind of variables. And the outputs, I'm just printing. So last time we printed the VP ID, so I'm just printing the load balancer name here. So later we can see it. And the production TF. So I already tested in my my development environment here. So I already can see it from my end. So it's basically deployed. But what we're going to do, we are going to do is we'll deploy to the production and we'll see the same results. Okay, so shall we add something like production? Versions, I told you right last time, the versions are really important. So that's why when you are, these things should be keep updated. So in production, what we do, like there will be monthly maintenance, and we do keep check for the vulnerabilities. We do scans, and so many things are going on the back end. So we have to keep the code updated. So Zach, I think the same thing guys you do for like your codes, right? So you may run
Yep.
some security scans, your SCA SAS scans, and you just keep the code updated, right? The same thing we have to do for these things as well.
Mm-hmm.
So prod variables, nothing. We have to give the public key. So let's go and see how to generate the public key. So SSH keygen and generate. Okay, so I'm going to generate as uh, ASG demo1 code. No need to enter password. Okay, so my
Public key is generated. So I see
yeah,
the
generated,
dot
right?
pub. Yep.
Yeah. So this one the pub. So I'm pasting my profile here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and same thing we did for our prod environment last week. Okay, so we have our subnets and we have our side range and it's production, everything's done. And let's go and check our product configuration. So done. So these things are already created last session.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do Terraform. So I think I'm still in the development one. Okay. So let's configure it. The third one.
Zach, can you zoom in a bit? It's
Okay.
readable, but it's yeah, that's fine.
So I'm just initiating my Terraform backend. So Terraform here empty one. Okay, I'm still in the default. So what we're going to do, we are going to create a new workspace. Okay. Okay, we're in production. So we are going to plan this and see how the resources is going to be created. Sorry. Okay. So these are things I told you, some deprecations are there. So bear with me.
That's
So
because of the version that you're using, right?
versions, yes. So it's asking to tag usage tag. So basically, it's a module from the HT. So I had to use the latest module, and I check. I had to, because the updating module is not easy. I had to check all the other parameters as well. That can be name changes, and a lot of things can be happen. So the tags you see now, it's production. Let's go to my AWS account, production one. So I'll change to my production. Thanks to AWS Community Builders program, I have like a lot of credits that can do all these uh, demos and stuff. So we are going to use in US East 1. If you want, I can go and show it again. So it's US East 1. So you see nothing there. And if I go to the load balancers, nothing there, it's empty. So let's do the apply. So beauty of the Terraform, it created all the root tables itself. So because of the module I'm using, I don't have to do anything for myself.
Because we went over the root table creation last session, right? So
Yeah,
that was pretty amazing.
yeah. Otherwise, you have to do it manually. I don't believe in doing manual stuff. But yes, if you have like a POC, you have to do within like 1 or 2 days. Okay to do it. But imagine if you spend some time and you have you can create a kind of a benchmark of whatever the main resource you want to create using Terraform. So whenever you have a POC or something like you have to do it like very fast, you can use the code and you can reuse it again. So these things I have done like a couple of times ago, like for a couple of other sessions. So I always keep my archive with me. So whenever there's a session, I just go and edit and according to that session and do it. So basically, they'll be creating. So if we go back to our code, we'll go to the output. So we are expecting VPC ID, and we are expecting the load balancer name, DNS name. So if you go to the terminal, our console here, if you refresh, I believe, okay, see, it's provisioning now from this end. If you check the tags here, the environment is production, the front end, and the production front end ALB. So things are still provisioning. So once everything's done, so let's wait.
So I see NAT gateway is creating, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Navigate will take some time.
Yep. So I see it's ALBs are creating.
We'll go to the VPC and we'll check the Navigate as well.
The real-time progress on the terminal is great, right? You get to know what's
Yeah,
happening,
what's
what's
happening
not.
exactly? Yes,
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome. The time, the resource name, sometimes the resource IDs, everything's right. Oh, the load balance is created also, I think. So this is my VPC I created. So see, root tables are created. So we have three private subnets. Three private subnets for root tables. So this is just attached in the net gateway. So this one, I never created manually anything. So Terraform module itself is created everything. So it's pretty awesome. So I have like 6 subnets, three for private and 3 for public as well. Okay, net gateways.
That's awesome.
Yes. So here, right, I mentioned last time, remember, there's option in the Terraform script. You can mention just one net gateway
Yep.
per region. You can do it because otherwise it will be more costly if you're going to create 3 net gateways in your 3 whatever the subnets you're creating. But if you need like a HA, like high availability, yes, then you must create these things. But if you're going for a testing or just a dev environment, actually, to be honest, no need these things. So be sure what
And
you're
NAT
doing
gateways are
before. Yeah,
really expensive.
really expensive, really expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, says active. Oops, nice. So let's copy our
Awesome.
DNS name here. I hope it's working. If not, let's see. Okay, 502 as expected. I think it's something health check wrong with the target groups. Okay, so
Yep.
this one is unhealthy,
It's
right?
really
So
correct.
yes, so what I noticed this one I do the developer setup as well. The net gateway it's took some time to create, so that time our the script right. Um, um, yes, where is it? Yes, our script trying to install it, so
User
it's
data.
unable to download. Yes, the user data is unable to fetch from the repositories. So while I'm doing this, I'll show how I troubleshoot this. So I think it's also important.
Yep.
So um, you go to Mountain troubleshoot, you get system log. So it will take some time.
Some
Yeah. So instance, I'm
debugging
trying to get the
is
system
the important part.
important part.
So yeah.
So actually, we can set some timeouts to because Terraform itself, it's intelligent. It knows which resource to create first. But this one I noticed for the first time because after a long time I'm touching this part. Maybe it can be these outdate of the modules as well. But if the VPCs all the resources created earlier, it won't be an issue. But the timing between the time NAT gateway took to took the time to spin up, and the same time it's trying to install this one. So I'll show the logs because I went through the same logs before when I troubleshooting development account as well. Let it be. So same time, what I'm going to do, let's create something here, change. I'm not going to do anything manual change. Uh, I'm going to apply again. So what will happen is that it will create a new servers because the user data are different, right? Uh,
And now the NAT gateway is available, so the
yeah,
EC2 spins up faster. So yeah.
yeah. Sorry, you should not use these log files because I used that when I was using the dev number. There's a confliction with the log file, so I enforce is to skip the log check. So it's like overriding the file. So make sure you should not use this one the production because of the troubleshooting I just did for my dev environment previously.
Log checks helps a lot with managing
Yes,
conflicts and
correct. Okay, here right. So I'm copy logs. I'm going to file. Oops. So here, right? So you see, basically could not receive the mirror list. So basically, it's got a connection timeout when it's trying to do the yum update and pull the packages. So if you go down, see, it's failed to start the HTTP package because there's no such a files because it's never installed it because of the
correct.
connectivity's fail because NAT gateway took some time to spin up. But if we go now and check, um, let's go to the EC2 target groups and it's draining. So scale group will be creating new servers now with new user data. So if you go to activity, you can see it's waiting until drain. These are the initial instance is created, but if you go to the instances, it should be like 4 now. Sorry,
3.
new instance are creating.
Yep.
Yes, terminating. It's supposed to be 4 because I think it's already terminated one instance. So these are log. This is really important. See, I wasn't panicking when I was doing that. I had a sense that okay, this can be the issue because the Apache is not running inside. So I noticed from the logs that okay, there's a timeout when it's trying to install these things. Things can happen, so don't worry.
Yep. So that's why I was telling debugging is another important
Yes,
aspect.
yeah. See, right?
So yeah, we got that running. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. And also I see that the ALB name is taken from the variables itself. It's production and front end.
yeah.
So that's good.
Right.
Awesome.
So the same album here. We have our server running like this. So basically, the few things well and right. So Netgate is really important if you need to have your private subnet servers to access internet. The Net gateway should be up and running first. So we can put some conditions, and so this not if you're creating a stack like this. So these are things like noted down because if you have like some tools that means uh, you cannot use just blind eyes. You need to understand the terms of how the infrastructure is working. So this can be a good point to learn. I think I'm really happy this error occurred because then I'm sure at least 1 or 2% or couple of person will know this what's going on here, and it is good to have like live demo errors. Yeah, see, so the logs you can see it. So if you go back to this diagram again here, so we created the EC2 instance, security group, the LB, and all things in the production. And the same setup, it's running in my dev environment as well. So the dev environment, I'll switch quick to my dev. See this is my dev environment. The tag is development here. So this one just there's no production because after I deploy this only, I just deploy this, right? I added on my in the session. Yeah. So this is pretty much it for today's one. So we may have another IAC setup. As you promised, we'll try to do this in a fully automated way, like using a pipeline. And next session, what I'm trying to do, I will not create the VPC here. I create the VPC in a different state, and we'll try to see how to access. Okay, this AC, right? So I'm giving you the VPC IDs and stuff, right? Sorry. Let's see how if this module is created in a different state, not in this current state, and how we're going to access those data to here using data method. So it's pretty simple as well, but I'll show you that how we can do that because it also need more time to. We cannot cover both in 1 hour. So thought of keep this pretty simple and interesting. Thought of do it in another session. So we can have a couple of few sessions for this one, and we can do fully automated like CI/CD, and we'll try to deploy a serverless application as well with our other Zach's help. And yeah, we can do that one as well. So Zach, any questions? Anything that you point out? Any feedbacks to this thing?
Looks all good to me. So yeah, excited to know about the way how you're trying to go with the data methods and extracting data from different modules and all, right? So that's exciting for the next session. So yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
So,
So in
oh,
case,
glad. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, go on. You're telling.
No, no. I mean, like today is great. Today's session we dragged like 1.5 hours, like last one. So managed to finish before 1 hour.
Yep. So in case if anybody is watching this for the first time and you want to watch the previous session, so it's in the comment section and also I'm highlighting it so you can
Yeah,
watch it
and
again.
and put some feedback as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
Awesome.
feedbacks are really important. As I always mentioned, we are not perfect, so we will love to improve. So just put some feedback, and we are just doing it for the community, the sake of community. That's it, nothing else. We don't get any thing, nothing. Yeah.
Awesome.
So before we wrap it up,
Yep.
the announcement again. I'm repeating. So Singapore user group is going to be happen on this month. This August session is going to be on 25th. So I'll put the meetup link. I think already Zach mentioned the meetup link, right?
Have put it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yes, so 25th August, join with us. And if anyone want to do a cool session on this one of these meetups coming up in September and so on, so you can reach one of us in the group organizers in the meetup and just message us saying what your topic and what type of the session you're going to do and what type of areas we're going to cover and so on. So full details. So we would love to arrange a session for you also. Yeah. So Zach
Awesome.
also have the coming up user group in Bangalore
Yes.
in
So
August
we got
20th.
a
Nice.
we have a meetup on 20th where we have some pretty cool sessions and of course September is all more things lined up and love to meet people in real person is just an awesome experience. So yeah, looking forward to meeting anybody who is in Bangalore. Drop into the user group meetup. So, yeah.
Cool, cool. So that's all for today. So I think it's all good from my end. Let's wrap it up and join with you soon with another episode, right?
Yep. Awesome then. So until the next time, let's build on ISE and let's get started. Yeah.
Yeah.
So see you folks. Thank you for tuning in.
Quite
Uh, do let us know what your feedbacks via comments, or you can even reach us both on Twitter or LinkedIn. So yeah.
cool then. Cheers then. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.